Look at your body. Do you like it?
No.
Why? Nobody is born ashamed of their own body. The way we look should not be so hugely important. Yet somehow it is. We are taught to be ashamed by society and the media. But we don't have to buy into this nonsense. Diabetes sucks.
But at Simply Diabetes, we can help you manage your diabetes cheaper and easier.
We are not medical professionals. We are people with diabetes, just like you.
Welcome. If you find this information useful, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about us. When you think about it, our bodies are true marvels. Just look at what your body can do. Even the weakest one is keeping us alive by managing an immense amount of biological processes going on all at once. You can breathe, eat, drink, move. You can even make another human. That's quite a list, and it deserves respect. Yet we are often ashamed.
Beauty standards differ over time and geography. If you feel fat and ugly, you are simply born at the wrong place or the wrong time. We plump people are also called Rubenesque. That's after Rubens, the Italian painter who loved models just like us. He would be absolutely convinced we're drop-dead gorgeous.
Fat shaming and even bullying is real though. You might be immune, but most people aren't.
Well, let's take a look at why society thinks they have the right to shame us.
If you look at the media, most admired people are thin. Often these images are unrealistic. There's an immense amount of pressure on people to lose weight, particularly if you're a young woman.
The beauty standard is so narrow now that almost nobody can meet it. But is someone really worth the admiration just because they're skinny and look a certain way? Guess what? Even the models don't look like the images on Instagram. All these glorious images are doctored, smoothed out, and edited until they're flawless. Every wrinkle, every curve, even every pore is edited out. The result is that none of them looks remotely like their own photo. It's depressing. Fluff it. I don't look like a model, and I never will. I'm fatter than I should be, but I'm healthy and happy. Why should I worry that I don't meet someone's standard?
Many people internalize the beauty standards though. They think if they don't look like an Instagram picture, they're unlovable and bad. They think they're failing.
That's just messed up. What are we doing? I don't know how it happened that we focus on the looks so much. If you found yourself in an uninhabited island, who would you rather have with you? A beautiful model with few life skills or an unconventionally looking go-getter?
Beautiful models can be go-getters too.
True. I'm stereotyping the other way, and you caught it. Thanks.
This topic is very personal to me. I grew up a fat little kid. From a very young age, I was overweight, and by 6 years old, I had varicose veins. Imagine living in 1950s England with that shape of body and things going on your body. The kids were absolutely merciless. As I grew, I decided that I was going to, no matter how I looked, I was going to try to do what everybody else was doing. And yes, I wasn't as fast as everybody else. I still tried to play soccer when I was a little kid and didn't play very well, but I kept going anyways. And whilst I was in the UK, I was playing soccer until I was in my 20s. How about you?
I actually wasn't terribly overweight when I was a kid. I gained weight later. But I never really cared what other people were thinking. I was doing my thing, and if somebody doesn't like the way I look, it wasn't a big deal for me. When I met you, we were eating not very well. And so I gained some weight. And then when I looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, I should do something about it. But then I thought, well, why should I? My life is not going to improve if I lose weight. I have a fantastic husband, a good job, a terrible commute, and none of that will change. So I didn't bother until I got diagnosed with diabetes.
So while you're in Poland, you didn't get ragged by kids or bullied by kids, torn apart by saying you look thin, skinny, horrible, ugly?
I wasn't skinny. I was a little bit plump, but I wasn't really seriously overweight. I guess some people were talking that I'm fat, but I never paid attention to it.
So as a kid, as a fat kid growing up, of course, the comments mostly were, you eat too much, you eat like a pig, you look like a pig. Why don't you stop eating so much so you can lose weight? Sounds great. Doesn't work, but it's, that's all they could understand. And even when I was in school, we always had gym. I can't remember how many times a day or how many times a week. But in those days, people weren't so concerned with physiology. All they saw was your body. And if you can't do what everybody else is doing, you were somehow lesser of a person. I decided at a young age that I wasn't going to let that really bother me if I could possibly avoid it. And so I may have mentioned in another video that from my mid-teens on, I was very shy because, I was, as I went through pubescence or puberty, I felt very self-conscious around girls. And as a result, I didn't date very much at all. Well, in those days, I think image or the way you looked was a big thing. I've learned as we grow older that there are other things more important than looks.
Nobody is perfect. There are very few people that are happy with the way they look, like really happy. There's always something. Too fat, too short, legs the wrong shape, breasts the wrong size. There's always something that we don't like. And if we focus on that, what a waste of time that is.
So what I'd like people to get out of this video is that no matter how you look, don't stop. Don't quit doing what you feel you need to do for you. I started going to gyms, through my teen years. I played table tennis and still played soccer as well. But when I moved to North America, I joined gyms when I was in my early 20s, which is back in the 1970s now. I'm still going into gyms now. I'm in my 70s. The bottom line is, I didn't give up. It didn't change my body very much because I just, doesn't matter. I made a comment the other day, if I look at a sandwich, I gain weight. And that's how it feels. Throughout my life, I've been on just about every diet that is out there. And I made a comment to a Japanese lady a few months ago that I probably gained and lost 500 pounds. She was absolutely shocked. But over 50 years, actually over 70 years, yes, I've gained weight and lost weight. But it doesn't seem to matter what I do, I end up looking like this. And
you look fine.
Well, I've learned
you really do.
Well, thank you. But I've learned to accept that. And so for you people out there that are overweight and who have an image of yourselves that is not positive, don't lose hope. You don't have to end up looking like Schwarzenegger or whoever it is now that's Mr. World body champion or whoever. Do this for yourself. Get in the gym and don't care what anybody else looks or says to you. I remember most Januaries when I am in whatever club I was joining or whatever club I belonged to at the time, getting laughed at by the new people as I waddled into the court or waddled into the gym. They all kind of looked at me like, who's this guy? He'll be gone in 4 days. Actually, they were gone in 4 weeks. I kept going and I'm still going. And I've never let it bother me.
Do you remember back in Seattle, we used to swim a lot?
Yes.
And there was this one guy, he was easily 400 pounds. And he was having trouble moving on land, but then he would go in the water and swim. And he would carefully swim lap after lap after lap. And it was awesome. It was really, really, I thought he was great. I admired him for it because he decided to do something about it, and he did.
I remember him vividly. He took up tuck up one lane of the pool, and we were just back and forth for hours.
Yes, it was really, really something.
So I hated my body. I couldn't understand why everybody else was thin and I'm fat. But
You're huggable.
so over time, over the years after hating my body, if I sit back and look at it right now, here I am in my mid-70s. I'm still able to play pickleball 2 or 3 hours, 3 times a week. I play a decent game. There's a lot of 70-year-olds that didn't make it to 70. Obviously.
There isn't.
But a lot of people didn't make it to their 70s, and here am I still active and still doing stuff.
That's awesome.
I know there's some of my peers that are in pretty tough shape for whatever reason. My point is, don't give up. Just keep going, do the best you can throughout your life, and try and live the best life you can, and enjoy the body that you have. It's the only thing you have. If you're one of these people that can do things or can take a body that's fat and change your life completely around, like the gentleman the other week that we had in our video. You remember?
You mean Eric O'Grey? Yes.
Eric O'Grey. He is exceptional. Incredible job.
Yes. But the other part of it is, don't worry about what other people think. Very often, everybody has a movie in their own head, and you are the main character in your own movie, but everybody has their own movie and their own main character. Quite frankly, most people don't care that you are overweight. Most people don't care that we are overweight. Right. It doesn't matter. And if somebody is nasty and hurtful, that probably means they are the ones with the problem of low self-esteem.
Right. Well, I remember vividly when I was in my, I'm going to say late 20s, well, first of all, I used to be intimidated by women that I thought were beautiful or men that I thought were athletic and handsome. But I took a course at that time called Organizational Behavior, which basically was a business psychology course. And as it turns out, the dumbest people in the class were the ones that were supposedly Mr. and Mrs. Hunk.
Don't stereotype.
Well, no, but that cured me. I realized after that they were just regular, normal people, nothing special. They just were fortunate to be good looking.
So the other part of it is, if you are going out and doing the right thing, moving, eating well, and somebody else, and you're worried about somebody else watching you, most of these people you will never see again.
Absolutely.
So who cares? And if they are in your life and they are not supportive of you, then it might be time to have a conversation with them.
So, from my perspective, I don't know if you have anything else to add, but love yourself. Just go out and do your own thing.
Yes, absolutely. Do your own thing and find yourself a partner who accepts you for who you are. A life partner, a friend, somebody who is supportive of you. It's hugely helpful. I find it helpful. We support each other with all our might, and it really, really helps.
If somebody doesn't like you for the way you look, who cares? It's not. They're never going to be your friend. Tough.
They're lost.
Just leave me alone. Bugger off.
They're lost. Anyway, if you found this video useful, give us a like and subscribe to our Simply Diabetes channel. And don't forget to tell your friends.
See you next time.
Until then, keep your sugar in the healthy range.